Alright guys, welcome back to fabrication. Well, virtual fabrication I guess, because you're not here and I am. So we're going to be moving on to Unit 1048 soon. That is semi-automated, automated welding. So that's where the sparks come into play. Play with the welders, do the fun stuff. But before we get there, there are some things we need to know. And what we need to know is personal protective equipment. That personal protective equipment, or PPE as I call it, is what keeps you safe while welding. So in the shop, we got sparks, we got grinders, welders, torches, things that cause a whole bunch of mayhem that you guys aren't going to have a good time with if you are not wearing the proper equipment. So we're going to start talking about what we need to be wearing in here while welding, while cutting, using a grinder, or other processes. We're going to start at the bottom and work our way to the top. So feet. Feet are important. You got to protect them. In industry, which is where I came from, I have to wear steel toe boots all the time. High laced up steel toe boots. And here it's a little different. We're not in industry, so we make some allocations for you guys. What you guys are allowed to wear is a regular shoe. Now what I recommend is you guys wear a good sturdy shoe. We don't want Yeezys or Ultra Boosts, some little sneaker style shoe that's super thin. You start welding, you get a spark, it's gonna drop right through that, and that's not gonna be a good time. So something sturdy. Something sturdy. By sturdy I mean fairly heavy duty, something you're not afraid to get dirty. You know, if you got an old pair of, say, Air Forces or something like that, bring those in, those are fine. Preferably something with a high top is great, but if they're a low top, that's fine too. The only reason I say high top is because sometimes sparks can come down in between our ankles and our shoes, and that's not a fun thing. But if that is the case, I have something for that. Got right here, this fancy little device called a spat. Now what this does, this goes around your ankle. I don't mind being here, but this go on the lower part of your leg here, covering your boot. So put that on, right there, and I'll throw on the back. I'll get it nice and tight. And you have something that's going to stop sparks from getting into your boots. If you want, tuck this underneath your pants, you got another layer. It all just kind of sheds away from you. Well, that's something you can use to keep sparks out of your shoes, because to be honest, you got something popping down right in here, you're welding, not a good time. No one's gonna have fun with that. But something good and sturdy on your feet is what I like to see. Preferably something with no mesh, good solid top on it, and that will keep stuff from getting in your shoes. Alright, so we talked about spats, so let's get those out of here. Okay, pants. Pants are important. Something good and sturdy, jeans. What I recommend as a welding instructor, and I've seen in industry lots, is they recommend a good heavy knit jean, a good heavy duty jean, not one of your fashion jeans with a bunch of holes in it, you know the ones I'm talking about, right? Ones where all your thighs are hanging out the front, you got strings everywhere. Firstly, exposed skin, not good. Those strings, fire hazard, sparks get down there, you got sparks in your pants now, not fun at all. So, good pants, could be sweatpants, I don't really care. What I'm not gonna let happen in here, stuff like tracksuits, things like that. Any of that athletic material, the polyesters, the spandex, girls in tights, sorry girls, I don't want your tights in here. But what happens there is those are basically a form of plastic, those types of material. And when you get a hot spark on those, right through to your skin, and not fun. And if you're working with the torch and you pass the torch over a set of track pants, and they're made of plastic basically, what do you think is gonna happen? They're gonna shrink, they're gonna melt, possibly get stuck to your skin. Nobody's having fun with that. So, options, protect yourself. You just wear some good jeans, something with no holes, good and sturdy, that's fine. I will say, some of you guys, I know you like to wear your pants low, but not the place for it. Because you get sparks running down things and your pants are low, get in the places you don't want. So keep them high. Then I like to do is layer a shirt over top so when sparks do come down, it shed right off. So that's what I like to do. But I do have aprons in here. Full leg cover aprons. They come right up the front, they go over your neck. You got clips for the legs, protects your legs. You match those with the spats I just talked about, you are fine on the bottom half. I do have full mechanic style coveralls as well. Do you need to wear them? No. Can you wear them? Absolutely. They're here for you guys. That's pretty much the bottom half. So we're gonna move on to the top half of our bodies, things we gotta protect. So our trunk, middle of our bodies here. I like to wear a heavy duty shirt. I don't like to wear welding jackets a whole lot because I'm not doing a whole lot of sustained welding in here. If I was in industry and welding for an extended period of time, yes, I would be wearing something definitely bigger, heavier, more protection from the sparks. But we have options in here. We have these nice leather jackets provided by CWA Foundation, which is a Canadian Welding Association Foundation. I work with them quite a bit and they have done some nice things for us. So they provided us with some nice jackets. These will cover up everything you need. Button down on the front, heavy leather. As you can see, we've got sparks and burns, but nothing on the inside. They're doing their job. These are an option in here if you are looking to go on the lighter side and maybe cruelty-free, because I know people are vegans. We have also some lighter welding jackets. This is a lighter, thinner welding jacket, not as heavy duty as the big ones, but they are quite nice, especially since we are getting to some warmer weather. Again, they snap up on the front, they cover everything. These, now, even though both these jackets, the leather one and this one, are designed to protect you from sparks and burns and stuff like that, they can and will still happen if you're not paying attention. This, it's just material. It's been treated with a fire-resistant coating. That breaks down over time, and as you wash it, that wears away, basically turning this into a nice-looking welding shirt. But if you guys are smart about what you're doing and you do feel something burning your arm and you get it off you quick, it's going to limit the damage incurred by that spark. They're not fireproof, they are fire resistant. So that is something for you guys to think about. So, what's that? Hands. We got them, we use them for everything, we need to protect them. So in this shop, welding gloves are key, especially when we're welding. I don't want you wearing these little mechanics gloves. If you have your own welding gloves, you can bring them in, that's fine. Just let me look at them first. I just want to make sure they're actual, proper welding gloves, not just gloves that look like welding gloves. Stuff with the rubber on the back of the knuckles and all that stuff is no good. That's going to melt, it's not going to be fun. I like solid leather welding gloves for you guys. So I bring these in. Pay your student fees, you get a pair of these, you get a pair of safety glasses, stuff like that. These are light duty, pretty good for what we do in the shop. They cover your hands nicely. You can feel things quite nicely in them, and they got a bit of a gauntlet. This gauntlet here is designed to shed sparks off. So if you're doing some welding overhead, which you won't be, sparks will roll down. This gauntlet will deflect them away from your arms and body. If you are wearing something with a short cuff, say a little mechanic style welding glove, you can get sparks in any of these little creases, spaces. They end up in your sleeve, you get burnt, you burn a hole in your shirt, and a hole in your body, not a good time. So these ones are pretty standard issue. I'll give these ones to you guys when you guys get here. Some other styles, these are just an old pair of mine. They're pretty gross actually, I need to get rid of them. But they, a little thinner material, a little softer. So I like to use these for processes that aren't involving a lot of heat. Flux core is something you're going to learn about. Tons of heat there, super hot process. Now, you think, well, what do you mean it's a hot process? Well, some welding procedures create more heat than others. Gas metal arc welding is a low heat process. Shielded metal arc welding, little more heat. Flux core, tons of heat. So for flux core, things like that, you want a heavier glove. The light processes, MIG, even TIG, we can do some TIG in the 30 level. Thinner gloves are fine. You just have to basically learn where to place your hands to avoid getting them burnt. And this is something we'll learn as we go on in the class. So that is gloves. Next, head. Our head, actually no, let's not do head first. Let's go with the eyes. Safety glasses are something we must wear all the time here. Even if you're wearing a welding helmet, you gotta have safety glasses on under it because sparks will fly in there, they'll bounce around inside your helmet. It's scary when it does happen, but you're gonna be really glad you have safety glasses on. Now, I've had some questions before. Mr. Scott, I wear regular glasses. Are those gonna be fine? Answer is yes and no. So, what we need to do is, if we wear regular glasses, like these ones, we have these highly fashionable over glasses here. What these do is they go over top your regular glasses. And they protect your regular glasses and protect your eyes at the same time. So there are people who I've met before who have prescription safety glasses. It's a different lens in there, and that lens is shatter resistant. These regular glasses, these are glass lenses, they're not shatter resistant. When you apply heat to glass, it likes to crack. So if you're welding away and you get a hot piece of metal sticks to your glasses, first of all, it's going to melt, burn in, and then ruin your glasses. Secondly, it could potentially shatter your lenses. If you're working with something like a grinder and it throws a piece of steel and it hits your lens, that could shatter. And it's going to shatter in towards your eyeball. All that junk's going to go in your eye. Not a good thing. So if you do wear regular glasses, we need to cover them with the over glasses. Now, if you have prescription safety glasses, say you're one of my 30 levels, and you wear glasses regularly and you work in a shop, and you have prescription safety glasses, you can bring those in, but they have to have side shields on them. So the side shields are going to cover this area right here. Now, if you're working and it's protecting your eyes from the front, that's great, that's awesome. But another thing we have to think about is the people working around us, behind us, beside us. And if they are grinding away and a spark comes in and bounces off your glasses and your eyeballs, not a good time. So they need to have side shields on those for prescription safety glasses. Or if you're like me and you use them for reading and you don't need to wear them for welding, pop them off. Get yourself a regular pair of safety glasses. So these have got the side coverage like they need to, and they do exactly what we want. They cover our eyes, they fit nice and tight, there's no big gaps, and that's going to keep us safe and keep junk out of our eyes for the most part, hopefully. Now, if you do have your own safety glasses, you can bring those in, but just like the gloves, I want to see them first. I've seen all sorts of safety glasses, and you can buy them at all these different stores, and that's fine. But you buy them off Wish for like 32 cents, and you get them here, and you want to wear them here, they actually might not conform to our Canadian standards. So what we need to do is we need to make sure they're CSA certified, and that's going to be indicated by a little stamp on the side of them. If basically that just means they're tested to make sure they are proper for use in the workplace. Canadian Standards Association sets regulations and does testing to make sure that things are safe. They're going to protect you to a certain point, and if products do not meet that certain standard, they do not get the certification. When things are made overseas, sometimes they try and circumvent the CSA standards process by direct shipping to you, like stuff like Wish. Yeah, they might look cool, they might be like 32 cents and cheap, but they aren't going to protect you, and your eyes are worth more than looking cool. So that is something I want to talk to you guys about. Next step up is top of your head. We are welding. Sparks happen. We got hair. We like our hair. We want to keep it intact. Sparks, obviously, if they get your hair, they're going to burn you. We don't want that. You get burns on your scalp, burns in your hair, not something cool. So we have options for that too. So we got little beanies. This is something I purchased at a welding store. Get these for about $20 a piece. Not super cool looking, but you know what? It isn't about looking cool. It's about safety here. So this covers top of my dome, keeps all the burns out of there, keeps the junk out of my hair too, right? So you're in here first, second, third period. You don't want to be running around school the rest of the day with, you know, steel and dirt and garbage in your hair, whatever it is that may have got in there. They do have a little bill on the side of them. You see that right here. This is handy if you're working underneath something. I used to work on a lot of pipe, work underneath things, and you pop your head under there, look up, and you weld. This would cover that ear right here, so you don't get stuff dropping in your ears. Got a lot of these guys too. These are just a standard issue beanie. These are pretty cheap. I'm gonna have a bunch of these ready for you guys when you get here. They go on, same thing, little elastic on the back, kind of a one-size-fits-all deal. Keeps your head clean, keeps sparks out of there, and it's nice. They absorb a little bit of sweat too, especially when it gets warm out. Yeah, so that's something we're gonna use to protect our heads. One thing I did forget about is our ears. Now, generally when we're welding, we're not putting ourselves in positions that are going to compromise our ears. But I've been in the habit for many years now of wearing earplugs when I weld, simply because if we're in a shop setting, it could be quite loud. You could have people grinding, someone hits up with a hammer, you know, lots of loud noises going on. This is a quiet shop right now, so I'm not wearing any. But they have really helped me too when it comes to welding. Welding underneath things, I have had sparks drop in my ears, not fun. But if you're wearing an earplug, it's gonna fill that hole. The earplug, sparks gonna drop into the earplug, and you have a chance to pop that sucker out of there before it causes real damage. Now, I don't mean to scare you guys with, you know, these stories I talk about, but I welded for 12 years in the industry before coming to teach here at McNally. So, during those 12 years, I have experienced and seen numerous different injuries, all sorts of crazy scenarios that you think would never happen, but it does. So I'm trying to pass this knowledge on that I've learned to you guys, to keep you safe in here, because this is an awesome shop, awesome place to be, great skill to learn, and I want everyone to learn it, but I want everybody to learn it in a safe environment. I want you to go home, no burns, no cuts, no scrapes, no missing eardrums, things like that. My goal here is to teach you welding, but teach you how to do it safely. What you guys do on your own time with those welding skills isn't my business afterwards, but in the shop, my goal here is to keep you safe, and passing these little tips and tricks on and showing you guys the PPE that we have in the shop available for use. That is something that is going to keep you safe and keep you healthy and moving on to the 20 and 30 levels injury free. Now, I do hope you all take the 20 and 30 levels. If you don't take it, it doesn't really bother me either. This is about the experience. I want you guys to experience it, and I want to thank you all for signing up for the course in the first place. It's a great skill. Welding has given me a great life. I've got a passion for it, and I want to share it with you guys. So that's why I'm here, that's why I'm doing this, and that's why I'm shooting these videos for you, and all this fun stuff. I hope we can get you guys back here soon. There is some good news on the horizon. We're talking about, slowly starting to open things up and seeing how reactions go with COVID and cases and numbers and stuff. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that we can get back here soon. If not this year, I don't think that's going to happen, unfortunately, but September next year, I would love to see you guys all back here. Okay, thank you much. Stay safe. Have a good weekend, guys.